Okay, Chris, back on another Forge Fitness podcast. It's the second week we're doing this. Lots happened in the last week. I've officially lost my hair.
Looks incredible.
Thank you. What's been happening in the world of Chris?
What has been happening in the world of Chris? Lots of training. Actually, getting ready for the ultra. It's getting a bit closer. We ran the Harwich Half at the weekend as well. Big shout out to Ellie and Amanda and all the strong mums that completed it, and Rich as well.
Yeah, awesome work.
Rapid.
That was silly quick. I don't know what the time was officially, but
I think it was slower than his other one, but he still smashed the rest of us. Where were you that weekend?
That does not need to be said. But yeah, looking ahead, we obviously launched the new Forge HQ that's going live and is all on the go at the moment. And then it's been a busy week in here. But I think looking on what I wanted to discuss today was massively about training, overtraining, and setting up a routine that actually works for you, that results in you getting results, but also you're not getting injured and staying injury free. I know this come up in quite a few of our member check-ins. So yeah, that's definitely something I wanted to look at today and almost come up with a plan of action for that each type of client, if that made sense today. What I wanted to start with is overtraining, kind of signs to look out for, and then what we can do to make sure it doesn't happen. So
I would definitely say overtraining. Like, it's easily done. Things to look out for, like being unreasonably tired, like when you're like yawning before the workout's even really started. Like, sometimes that is just your body waking up, but if it comes in with some of the other symptoms, then yeah, maybe it's a deeper issue. I'll definitely say when you're actually doing like the lifts and things like that, the way your body feels, like if it feels tight, if it feels fragile, like things are going to fall apart, then yeah, they probably are. You're probably under recovering. Trying to think of some more off the top of my head.
I think like personally a sign that I know I'm overtraining or doing too much is like cramping up. Like you see it occasionally, people cramping up in warm-ups, and you're like, maybe just have a day off, mate. Just chill.
Yeah. Then sometimes that can also just be people not drinking their water as well.
This is very true. And we'll come on to the nutrition side of things as well, because I think that plays a massive role in your body's recovery.
About doubt.
Let's talk about, let's imagine I'm a beginner. I haven't trained in 5-6 years. Coming into the gym, what kind of should my routine look like from a strength session point of view and a cardio session? How many times am I looking at a week, and what sort of habits should I be trying to do?
I think as a beginner, it depends. Obviously, everyone's different. It depends where you're sort of starting from, but anywhere between 2 and 4 sessions a week, I think, is a good place to start. 2 and 3 should get you somewhere. Ideally, you'd want to do maybe like a hybrid session in there, but again, it depends what your goals are. As long as you do some mix of cardio and strength, I think you're doing well. Like, one is always going to be a bit more of a priority than the other when you're doing the whole hybrid training. But yeah, definitely prioritize strength if you're going to be doing the cardio, because that is how you prevent injuries, which will. No one likes an injury, do they?
No, 100%. And kind of when you talk about strength, am I just smashing out upper body all the time? Am I doing a mix? Like, how's that looking?
No, you definitely want a full body mix. Like, especially if, I don't know, like if you're a runner, for example, would make sense that you strengthen up your joints. Like, you're on your legs 90% of the time. The stronger these are, the less likely you are to get injured, and the less injuries you have, the more likely you are to succeed in your pursuit, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. And I'm just going to ask you questions here as if I was brand new.
Sure.
What would you say kind of is the difference between how you're programming and programming for people here versus like me just winging it at home and just why can't I just do it at home and just smash it myself without a plan?
Well, random training gets random results, right? Like, things such as progressive overload, for example. If you don't have a plan to follow, then how are you going to know what you're trying to achieve each week, what you're aiming for. I think when you don't have a plan, it's definitely a lot easier to do the whole overtraining and injuring yourself by accident, because you're like, oh, I feel good. Right, maybe I'll push this a little bit more. And then, yeah, that has a cumulative effect. Whereas if you're on a plan that is structured, you know, okay, it's week 1, session 5A, whatever. I should be aiming for this percentage compared to last week. I should be aiming for just a little bit more than last week. If you're not feeling it, then maybe you cut the plan slightly short, but you have a rough idea of what each session should be.
Yeah.
Because if you're winging it, you're like, oh, maybe I'll try this, maybe I'll try that, maybe I'll do a bit of upper body, maybe do a bit of lower body.
Yeah, that kind of brings me on to my next question is and we see it in the facility all the time is RPE. The RPE says 8 or the RPE says 6, and then I hear someone say to me, "I've just hit a PB."
Yeah.
You talked about progressive overload there and making sure that the progress is slow across the weeks. We're not just going from a 6 to a 9. Talk to me a little bit about RPE, what it is, and actually why you should listen to it, even if you feel you can maybe do a bit more.
Okay, so RPE stands for perceived rate of exertion, which is backwards. It's essentially how hard the set was on a scale of 1 to 10. It's very much like a guideline based on how you felt. PBs are definitely 10 out of 10 sets. Like, that is not up for discussion. If people are hitting PBs in working sets of 8, then either they've undershot it on testing week, or they didn't show up for testing week, which is its own thing, or as you say, they're just overdoing the program. And the issue with that, if you have a 12-week program, you get to week 3, you feel really good, you hit a PB, then that's going to mess up your recovery for weeks 4, 5, 6, and so on. So then the PB that you could have got at the end of the program is going to be affected. It's going to be jeopardized because you decided to go off plan and wing it and send it because you felt good.
Yeah, you mentioned recovery there and rest days. How important are these? Like, if I'm feeling good, can I just ignore them and just keep training?
No, definitely not. Recovery is an important part of training. It should be programmed into your training plan. And actually, I was just having this conversation with someone. A lot of people will feel guilty for not training on rest days, but they're just as important. Like, all of this damage that you're doing to your body, like, the rest is where your muscles repair and recover. Without that, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to keep smashing yourself and not recover. You're probably going to get frustrated because you're not seeing the results whilst putting all this hard work in. With recovery, like, people undereating on protein, they're not recovering quickly enough, so then they're suffering in the sessions, even if they have had the rest days. That's why protein's so important. Sleep is another massive one. Like, people can be doing everything perfectly fine, smashing the gym sessions, eating well. If you're not sleeping, then that's when 90% of your recovery takes place. REM sleep in particular, that's your deep sleep. That's where most of your testosterone is produced. So if you're cutting that out, then you are just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, 100%. And let's say I'm really keen, loving my workouts, whether I'm doing them in person or online. Um, and it comes up with a rest day, and I'm going to listen to the plan. It says have a rest day. Okay, I'm going to rest on Sunday, but I don't want to just sit on the sofa all day. What could I be doing?
Well, take this as an opportunity. Have an active rest day. These things do exist. If your body feels really good, maybe like a short zone 2 cardio session. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. I'd probably advise something that isn't running. That's better for your joints.
So would like walking be fine? Just going
Yeah.
for a long walk.
Yeah, that works. If you've got access to some equipment, maybe a bike would be a good substitute. Or mobility is probably the number one suggestion for that. The amount of people that we see here that I had a conversation this morning, actually. Someone complained about their posture. I'm like, do you do much stretching outside of here? No.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not perfect with my stretching, but you do notice a difference when you do it. And I think the rest days are definitely the ideal opportunity to get them in, build up the good habit. It will help support the rest of your training.
Yeah, no, 100%. So what I've got from that is that I don't need to train every day.
Definitely not. No.
I need to listen to my body, and I need to have rest days and make sure my nutrition and sleep is good, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about it from a somebody who's in shape, they've got the results they want, they're looking to maintain it, but they're also looking to take themselves from here to the next level. Maybe they train like 5 days a week. They're trying to incorporate a couple runs a week as well. They've got all these goals, and now they're starting to find that they're getting some injuries here and there. What's the kind of game plan with them?
So this is definitely a situation that I've been in the past myself. First of all, you need to figure out your list of priorities when it comes to the goals, right? You're not going to be running marathons, hitting strength PBs, and doing 55 sessions a week all in one go. Like, something has to give. If you've got races coming up, prioritize the running. Maybe you do a little bit less strength training, and vice versa. So definitely get that one sorted. Then I would definitely say you have to structure your training around that. It's a thing called periodization, where you sort of go all in on, not all in, but you get what I'm trying to say. You definitely shift the focus to, like, if you're running, do more runs. Sorry, remind me what the rest of the question was.
I think like it's like what would it look like, like a 7-day plan for someone looking to, they're currently doing maybe 5 gym sessions, 2 runs, and they're getting injuries, that kind of stuff. What would that plan look like if you could strip it back and set it up to an optimal point? What would that be?
Okay, I'll definitely say you need at least one rest day. Obviously, this depends on conditioning. This depends on pre-training experience, injuries, things like that. I would recommend 2, but I would definitely say you need at least 1. Then I would structure strength sessions and runs on opposite days to allow optimal time for recovery. Probably don't, if you're doing 2 runs, don't do the run straight after the leg day. Do it after the more upper body focused day. I would definitely go, if you're, did you say 4 or 5 gym sessions?
They're currently doing 5, but obviously what would you suggest on that?
I think you could probably get away with 4. It depends. Obviously, it depends what the goals are, but I would probably say 4 gym sessions, 2 runs, do an upper lower split. That tends to be, like, in my opinion, the best split for hybrid training or for hybrid athletes. Yeah, do the upper lower split, have the rest day in the middle. So I would go Monday upper, Tuesday run, Wednesday lower, rest, and then rinse and repeat for the rest of the week.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. I think if you can have that rest day, and I think what I was doing when I had the high rocks coming up, I was doing a double day to give me the Saturday, Sunday, and that was like a morning upper, evening run. That stopped me fatiguing from a personal point of view. That allowed me to have the Saturday, Sunday off. Otherwise, you end up not having a day off. But what would you say to the person that same person who then says, "Yeah, but I'm dropping a day, so I'm going to lose gains"?
Not how it works at all. Your muscles, your gains, they don't come when you're actively training. They come when you're not training. That's when your muscles grow, right? Like when you're in the gym, you're breaking things down, you're mashing yourself, right? So a lot of the time, actually, we get people go on holiday and they jump on the scanner and they're like, "Oh, I've put muscle on." It's because you've given it the time to heal and rest and recover properly. That's how it grows, and then you batter it again. If there's not a resting window, a resting opportunity, then it's just going to be, you're going to be going backwards, essentially.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes complete sense. Okay, well, hopefully that helps the people who were asking that question, because I know that's come up quite a few times, and frustration and that kind of stuff. Looking ahead at kind of your ultra, we got, is it 4 weeks?
Just under.
Just under 4 weeks. How are we feeling ahead of that? Best you can.
Yeah. Like I'm nervous, but in an excited kind of way. Like it's something that's challenging. Like I've not signed myself up for anything like this before, so I don't really know what to expect. First time for it. I've been training hard for it, getting ready, so I'm not like nervous because I'm underprepared. It's more like it's a hell of a challenge. But I am well up for it. Obviously, we're raising money for charity as well, which makes the whole thing a little bit more durable. Not durable. It's not the word I'm
Not
looking
sure
for.
what word you're after, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Makes it a bit more worthwhile for you. Feel like you got a cause, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and we'll put
Bearable.
bearable. We'll put the link in the description so you guys feel free to donate if you fancy it. Anything's appreciated. Yeah, no, I mean, it's good that you're feeling good about it. But
Yeah.
how are you dealing with the whole nerve aspect? Because that's definitely something that people struggle with coming into the gym. So how do you deal with that kind of I guess anxiety, if that makes sense?
uh, that's a tough one. Because like I know full well that I'm going to go out there and I've done the training and I'm going to give it my best. So I can't sit there and be like, if you'd prepared better, then maybe you would have had a better result, right? So I think that takes away from a lot of it. I think the anxiety is just coming because like your body's getting ready to sort of go all out. Like I know I'm going to have no legs left at the end of it,
Yeah,
which is more the bit I really don't want to DNF. Like I really don't want to do that. But yeah, I guess like I just deal with it by training for it, just kind of getting it out of the way. And when I do have a long run ahead of me that I really don't want to do, like it's what we repeat to clients all the time. Like you feel better afterwards. Um, and I always tell myself that no matter how much I procrastinate, like I know I'm going to do it anyway
yeah,
because I've got such a big goal, and I don't want to jeopardize anything for that. So I guess the guys who are coming in, you've got this big fitness goal.
yeah.
The more you push sessions out, and the more that you're like, oh, I don't want to come in, I'll skip a session, the more that jeopardizes and undermines this whole thing that we're working towards. Um, so yeah, I
Bit
guess.
like I don't know if you've seen that like meme where it's like the steps, like just like different steps up, and or you got the guy with the tunnel with the diamonds.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah,
keeps like chipping away at it
yeah,
and gets to the diamonds. And I think so often you see it so often with clients or even people I just speak to on the phone that they're so keen to make this change, they're just scared to take the jump.
yeah,
Maybe they've been burnt by a coach before. Maybe they've gone to gym before. Maybe they've tried Slimming World. Whatever they've done, and it hasn't worked for them. That they're scared to make that change again. But I think so many people should do your research, find out a bit about wherever you're looking, whether it's us or whether it's somewhere else. Speak to people who've been in that environment as well. I think that's the best thing you can do. But number one thing is just immerse yourself. And we talked about it last week. There's not normally a lack of knowledge in there. It's normally a lack of application and people finding reasons not to.
absolutely. And you know what? Sometimes you get clients that do make some progress. Maybe you have convinced them, and they're actually doing quite well on their journey, and then for whatever reason they come off and they stop doing it. And I think that one hurts us as coaches sometimes because it's like we see the potential, we see the vision, like we was doing so well, it's gone tits up for whatever reason.
It's always brutal as well when you tell a client something and they don't answer it or they ignore it, and then it goes and happens. They go and get injured or something like that. They go and try it by themselves. They go and get injured. And I'm not saying don't train by yourself. I'm just saying like make sure you got the structure in place in order to do it. If that makes sense. Um, but yeah, going forward this upcoming week. What's the plan for the rest of your week? We're on Wednesday as of recording this.
I have a lot of coursework to be doing, cracking on with, which I've been kind of chipping away at. Obviously, we've got lots of sessions going on here, and then I'm going on holiday next week, so I've got some holiday shopping to do at the weekend.
That'll be exciting.
So
exciting.
fun.
Would you like to tell everyone where you're off to, Christopher?
I'm off to Tenerife. Fun times
With the boys.
with the boys.
So who knows what he's going to come back as, but
I'm sure there'll be some criminal photos.
but yeah, I mean that all sounds pretty good to me.
How about yourself? What you got up this week?
Rest of this week we've got Ninja Warrior Social Sunday.
How could I forget?
I don't know how you forgot that.
I'm so up for that.
Like I said last week, I will be winning.
We'll see about that.
Member social, that's pretty cool. We got run club in the morning before that, so busy Sunday. Saturday camp shift. Thursday, Friday, rest of the week. Lots of prep going going towards HQ at the moment with that all in the pipeline. If you haven't seen it, the announcement was on the Instagram. But other than that, I think the rest of the week is not too bad. Speaking to a few people on Friday, and then got invited to that dinner thing, didn't we?
Oh yes, we did,
That
didn't we?
business award dinner thing, which would be quite cool. But yeah, other than that, just another couple of weeks. Our birthday's coming up.
Oh yeah.
Very exciting. But other than that, I don't think I've got much else.
Yeah, same old, same old.
Same old, same old. Well, hopefully you guys found that useful, helpful on overtraining and stuff like that. If you've got any questions, just drop us a message on Forge Fitness Nutrition, either online UK or Forge Fitness Nutrition Instagram, and we'll get back to you with any advice that you need. Cheers.